All right, let's see. Are we live now?
No.
Are we live? Hold on. Come on, Twitch. Don't be twitchy.
Yes.
Don't be twitchy, Twitch. Are we live? Hello.
Hello.
What is up?
You might be noticing we might have be missing a person. Someone had to go to a convention, so
No,
you get.
no. He actually we had a falling out. See, he said that Persona 2 was the best Persona game, and we just couldn't agree with that. So
I mean, it's not a
I-
bad one.
It's not a bad one. It's just not. It's just not Persona 3.
Okay.
See,
All right, we're already starting the debate.
For me,
We're
like,
already starting the debate.
it's between
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Well, first of all, hi, I'm Justin Rhythmic Crossing, and I apparently post 5 times a week now. We'll talk about that.
Right?
We'll talk about that later. I'm not joined with Kingzilla for once, so y'all can
Like
talk
I said,
nonsense
we
about
had,
him.
we had a falling out, dude.
Anyway, that's well, this was supposed to be a 3 lives left and Peter, but I guess we'll talk to the other guy in 3 lives left.
Dude, who could that be?
That would
could
be
that
you. That'd be you, Mr. Ant. Joke weird. I don't know.
Looking out like the bug jokes.
No, they're terrible. If you want to see some horrible bug jokes, come watch our Grounded Let's Play on 3 lives left.
Oh yeah.
This guy and his ant jokes are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also Peter here.
Hello, internet. It is I, Peter Claymore.
Are you sure?
And today
Yes,
is the long alluded to for months, the Persona podcast.
Oh, I've been waiting for this, bro.
But before
Yeah.
we get started, let's talk about something we need to discuss. Why is none of the original voice cast coming back for the new P4 game?
The same thing happened with 3. Why are we only acting like this is an issue now? The
Well,
same exact thing
because
happened with 3.
because
Well,
3
I can
is a
give you
different
a
monkey.
Well, I could give you a reason why, and it may not be the reason you guys want to hear, but it's the reason that it's the reason that most companies are doing it now, is that like they're either, how do I say this? It's a deep web. I highly recommend that you guys look into the ramifications of the SAG AFTA like strikes happening, because
Yes, we know about that. That's
yeah. Like the intention is pure and there, because voice actors don't want companies to basically bring them on for one job, make recordings of their voice, put them through an AI prompt, and then have AI do all the work.
Yeah.
Look at MiHoYo doing exactly that, where they are replacing their quote unquote not reliable voice actors with artificial intelligence. I know Lycon is one of them. I don't play Zenless Zone Zero. I know of it because it's a game that fascinates me, but I will not put anything MiHoYo on any of my devices because I don't trust them. It's a long story, but basically, what companies are doing now is that they don't want to deal with the hassle of potentially hiring on actors that are signing up with the Screen Actors Guild. So they're just basically hiring non-union voice actors who are willing to work for them because it's like, hey, I want to be a voice actor and I got bills to pay. But the downside with what SAG is doing is that SAG is doing what unions do best, and that they are effectively trying to get voice actors to join the union. Otherwise, if you're not a part of the union, then you don't have a job.
That's
It, it, it's kind of in
You're
that weird
jobless.
yeah, it's in
Good
that weird
times.
nebulous like weird area where it's like, imagine the idea of like you have to join a union, otherwise you don't get hired, which is really weird.
That is strange.
It is
Justin,
very
where the fuck is
strange.
your Twitter? Hold on, sorry. Where the fuck is your Twitter?
What?
What now?
Your Twitter.
My Twitter?
Yes. You're
I
the only
don't-
person named Justin here, bro.
I don't put my Twitter on this layout.
Oh my god.
It's not
I'm
on
talking
this
about
well.
where, dude. What is your Twitter, bro? What the fuck?
You
Can't
don't
I
know-
at you, bro?
You don't know my Twitter? It's connected.
Right.
It's in the links channel in my Discord, my guy.
I do. It's in the description below.
It's right there. It's the Just Frosting 55. Yes, you can follow me
Found
on
it.
Twitter. I never
Oh yeah.
to post there, but I have one. I didn't have one for a
Yeah,
while, and
man.
then I got a new one, and then I don't use it that much. But yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Let's hear your reasonings for which is your favorite Persona game and why. Starting with Peter.
I'm gonna come out like with a moderately cold take because I feel like I feel like my position's getting more and more like prevalent due to the fact that P3 Reloaded was the one that kind of kicked off the Persona remaking game like train that Atlas seems to be doing, and that is
Well, yeah,
they start. Well, actually, no, you're right because they technically started with 4
yeah.
because we got
Golden is the
Persona.
Golden?
Yeah, because we got Golden, which is not necessarily a remake. It's more like the director's cut, where like they were
yeah.
just like, it's the same
Yeah.
game, it's the same game, but
With
with an
one extra
added dungeon
and
and like more.
character.
Yeah, it's just more stuff. Well,
Yeah.
we'll get to that. Don't worry. I have some feelings on Persona 4 Golden's character introductions,
Here
but
we go.
I will get there. Do not. I just be patient. I will get there. I have thoughts.
Just wait an hour into the podcast. We'll get there. Don't even
Oh
worry
my
about it.
goodness. Okay.
I'll be concise with 3. My reasoning for why I think 3 is the best
Now, which
is
three
that
are we talking?
specifically it's going to be a tough one, but I'm sticking with 3 Festival Edition or Persona 3
Fez.
FES.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
sticking with Persona 3 Fez.
Okay.
Fez I think is the closest game that we ever got to what I consider to be a perfect exemplar of like what the core essence of the Persona series is about,
Fair.
which is effective, which we all know is the it's the connections that you form. Basically, the connections that you form with people makes you stronger, both
Mm-hmm.
literally and
True.
metaphysically.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, P3 kind of hits that like really like it just fires on all cylinders, but it also like attaches on a very worthwhile like approach to the it attaches it to a very prevalent like old Greek phrase which is memento mori, which roughly translates to remember that you are mortal. And if you know Persona 3, you know why that is a constant repeating phrase in Persona 3.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but either way, like I'm because I'm assuming like we've all played Persona 3. We
Yes.
all know the plot. We all
Yep.
know how it
Yeah.
ends.
Yeah.
And and for those for the few people, like the 2 people in here that have not like for the 2 people like either watching in chat or whoever is watching this on the VOD, for those of you that have been living under a rock and have not played Persona 3, go and play Persona 3. I don't care what. No, scratch that. I do care about what version you play. Play either Fez or Reloaded. I will say you could play Portable if you want. I would not personally recommend it, but go right ahead. No skin off my nose. I'll get to why I don't like Portable specifically in a bit, but more or less, for me, I think the message is way more stronger um, at the ending of 3, where the bonds that you make, the bonds that you form, make you stronger, and I think that's exemplified in the ending of 3, where you know the bonds that Minato made during his adventure actually meant something, and it meant to everyone else even after he dies. And it goes to show that like even in this sad bittersweet moment where yeah you basically won, but at what cost? The cost was the main character's life apparently. And um and basically I don't know, like I like the idea of like I've always been drawn to like more bittersweet endings than like endings where everyone comes out okay. So I appreciated the ending of Persona 3 where it's like, well, yeah, you won, but the main character is still dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the core themes of Persona shine even brighter when it's juxtaposed to a ending that is like that, where it's like you still won, but you won at a cost. And and kind of like sliding into this a little bit more, this is kind of why I think Persona 3 Portable, or more specifically the Fem protag route of P3, kind of doesn't get that point. Because I know for because correct me if I'm wrong, but Fem protag does die at the end of her story, right?
I don't know. I
I'm gonna
never
look it
played
up
it.
right now. It's what portable, right?
Yeah, Persona 3 Portable. It's the female route.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only three I played was Reload, but I've like
Oh,
heard about
okay.
the other threes.
So so
I
with
know
that
they're
said, I
completely different, but
yeah. So with that said, I could be very wrong on this next statement, but whether or not she actually like dies in her ending, like is like jury's out on whether or not that's true or not. Because I
mm,
think the message of P3 needs to be, it needs to end on that note where it's like your protagonist like effectively did something to the point where it's like what they did like they willingly sacrificed themselves to save the world and their friends, which is really good.
mhm.
But one social link in particular, because for what many people don't know is that the female route for Persona 3
Had
introduced
special
a lot of,
social links. Yes.
yeah, it had special
Hmm.
social links. Like you could actually form male social links with your inner party, and one of them is Shinji. Now,
Yeah.
but now the thing that now this is what now this is the thing that actually kind of makes me tilted. So bear with me. I'm gonna do my best not to crash out on this one, but who do I have feelings on this one? Okay, so number one, Shinji's social link is incredibly on a very short time frame. So like if you are trying to max out his social link, you need to bust your ass every single day, and you need to make sure that that entire social link is perfected if you want to get his maximum rank. And what is your reward for getting his maximum rank? Well, the normal stuff that you would get from a social link. You get to make another persona. But during the social link, you find one of his old pocket watches and you basically give it to him as something that he can carry with him and something that he remembers from his past. If you do that, it recontextualizes the scene where Ken confronts Shinji about being responsible for the death of Ken's mother. And that's when Revolver Jesus shows up and shoots Shinji and where he
Ah,
dies.
yes.
But in the portable version, if you have a high enough social link with him, his pocket watch stops the bullet and prevents him from dying.
That's interesting.
It's a
That
very interesting thing.
actually is.
But here's the thing though. Here's the thing that also is weirded out. Shinji is still not a party member after that event. So here's the way that they wrote it in the story. I don't know if it's different in the original translation or if they changed or if the localization was just bad. So he gets shot and the bullet doesn't kill him, but he gets shot, not fatally wounded, but then spends the rest of the game in a coma.
Okay.
Uh,
How? How?
where did he get shot? I can't. Where was it
I think it was
in
the
the
shoulder,
story?
right?
Yeah,
Did he
basically in
go
the
in it?
old
Okay.
yeah, basically in the old game he got shot and then bled out. But in the portable version, you keep him from dying, but the game doesn't keep into account like basically with it being like a very very limited remake on a PlayStation Portable, there was just not enough assets to keep Shinji in the game for the rest of the story. That would create like an unnecessary amount of like effort and man hours that would prolong the development of that game initially than what it was intended to be, which is just like, oh, we just want to create very few assets, make one more route, and that's it. Because the thing that most people tend to forget is that Atlas tends to work on a very like refined experience type of game where it's like they're not the kind of company that's like they let you have like I guess you can say like multiple routes to go through in a video game where you have like endless choices like Mass Effect. It's more or less like they don't let you create your character through character customization. They don't necessarily let you play as yourself more or less. It's basically you are given a very specific tailored experience. And I think P3 Portable kind of set the expectation wrong for people that are coming into Persona, where it's like, because the few things that people want from Persona, it's like we want to make our own character, we want to play, we want to have the option to play as either a man or a woman, we want to be able to like pursue like relationships and social links with everyone or anyone, and it's like, guys, do you know how much time and effort would go into developing these games? We wouldn't be seeing we wouldn't have gotten metaphor for like another few years if that was the case. We probably won't be getting Persona 6 until like maybe like what, 2030 or
We're not getting
2035?
we're not getting for revival until like late 26 or early
I
27.
think they said late
Yeah,
27.
yeah,
It's
like
no no late 26, early 27.
Ah,
the fact that like if the remake is from what they're telling us, where it's like they're remaking the whole game from the ground up, but they have a very good benchmark for it, I'm not surprised why the development cycle is so quick, because really the only hard part is just making the assets. But the good thing is that like more or less with Persona 3 Reloaded is that like they could just build the assets in the newer engine, which I don't know how hard that would be to recreate old assets in new software, but I'm assuming it took a while if P3 Reloaded took this long to come out. And we had no idea that Persona 3 Reloaded was even a thing until it was like kind of, I forget, was it leaked or was it announced?
I think it was leaked.
I think dude, Alice has been getting their stuff leaked like constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well, that's what happened with the
everything's been getting
P4
leaked.
thing. I
Yeah.
Mm.
think one of the old voice actors actually leaked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and dude,
But
everybody
here's
was asking for it, and then eventually, dude, at the fucking Xbox showcase or whatever, that dude, people were saying like that was the most like, all right, fine, here, take it or leave it
Yeah.
thing like ever. It was
yeah.
literally just like
It
take
was
it
it, yeah,
showcase.
it was just a display of the assets like in Inaba, like near the shrine, and it was just like
Yeah,
it's just like here's what we have so far. Will you leave us alone?
yeah, exactly.
Which I
That's
thought was
literally
really
what it was.
which I thought was really funny. But anyways, um I guess kind of going more like pedantically about like why I think 3 is the best. Um I'm not gonna lie. I'll be upfront. I think 3 has the better social links. I think 3 has some
That's
absolute.
fair.
I think 3 has some absolutely standout. Okay, for those that know, I'm gonna say it. My favorite social link in Persona 3 is the sun.
Oh, that guy?
Isn't that the
Yeah.
dying guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Yes.
writer. Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't
That.
finished that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh,
so so a few
well.
a few things. So one thing, that social link made me cry.
It is a very
Like I
sad ending to that
it it
social link.
is it it is so sad and heartbreaking, but 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 but
Exactly.
but 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 it actually has a really sweet ending
Yes.
where you actually get to see that he did finish the book before he died, number
Hmm.
one, and this is what actually makes this even cooler, is that you see the ramifications of this social link in Persona 4, because to anyone who's done Kanji's social link, when he's helping out that one kid by being like, "Hey, like I'll make you some stuffed animal toys. Like what do you want?" The
Yeah.
animals that the kid lists off are from the same book that the Sun Arcana guy
That's
made.
crazy.
That
Yeah.
is
I
that is
never
such
noticed
an
that.
that is such an amazing attention to detail that I did not realize that until my third playthrough of Persona 4.
Oh wow.
Like when I saw that, I was like, "Wait a minute. No way. They're not referencing that, are they?" And then I looked it
It
up. And,
wouldn't be.
yeah, and then I looked into it, and it was like, "Yeah, that is a reference." So,
Oh my god, yeah.
yeah, so that's really cool. And it's like not just that, but like a lot of the P3 social links are also like, I would also say this, like we can confidently say that most if not all social links in every Persona game are loosely connected to each other based on a core idea that the game is supposed to represent. Like for 3 it was like dealing for 3 I would say three's connective tissue with the social links um are facing are facing insurmountable adversity, like basically like people are confronted with something that in Persona 3 that they feel like that they have no control over. um
Yeah.
for Kaz, it was his ability to perform in the sports league even though he has a broken ankle, and he's doing this for his little cousin who looks up to him. Um, for even for even Nozomi, the Moon Arcana guy, who's like a compulsive eater and just a really bad person. Like he feels like he feels like that he kind of has survivor's guilt after what happened to him and his brother, and so he finds comfort in eating, and he feels like he has no control over his own impulses. Um, do you even see this with some of the other social links, like oh, another one of my favorite one is Bebe, the French guy, where
Oh yeah.
yeah, the French foreign exchange student, where he's like visiting Japan, but he's forced to go back to France because his grandmother passed away, and she was the only reason why he was there. Like a
Mm,
lot of P3 characters are effectively trying to overcome something that seems impossible to overcome,
Hmm.
which if you filter that through the collective lens of like the main antagonist of 3, which is Nyx, where it's like humans collectively trying to find ways to prevent themselves from dying, even though no matter what happens, death comes for us all. It's a nice little connective tissue where it's like it's the idea that you're trying to fight something that is inevitable, but yet you find a solace in the idea that like it's something you can't avoid, and if it's something that you can't avoid, then you should be expected to face it head on your own terms. And I think that's a really
yeah.
strong, I feel like that's a very strong message that Persona 3 carries with it all the way up into the end game. Uh, Comparing it to like the social links in Found in 4 and 5, I'll admit, I think 5 has the better connective tissue where it's like, much like how P3 is always connected by circumstances related to the themes of Persona 3, I think in Persona 5, a lot of the social links are connected in that sense of like, they're kind of like, they really are people that kind of feel let down by their circumstances or by the wider of society. Um, Basically, like, remind me again, what was your homeroom teacher's name again? Takemi? Was that her name?
No, it was
Oh,
Kawakami. Kawakami.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like Kawakami, like we find out like finding out that Kawakami is effectively being blackmailed by a former student's parents for the death of their son is absolutely like, it's heartbreaking. It's absolutely despicable to see. And it makes you not surprised that she is the way that she is, because it's like, man, like if I was in her position, I wouldn't know what to do either. I'd probably be a little bit dead inside as well. Um, and then you see other social links like Takemi, who is an excellent doctor, but feels like that she can't perform because she was betrayed by the system that's supposed to allow her to do her job. Then you have the fortune teller lady, the shogi girl, a bunch of, and even like the reporter lady as well. Like everyone feels like that that like the wider of their society has let them down in some sort of way, just because they were being themselves. And and I think that like is the strongest, to me, apart from 3, that is like the strongest connective tissue that the Persona series has come close to when it comes to like cohesive theming. 4 4 has that, but I don't think it has it as strongly as like 3 and 5, where it I'm trying to remember like the connective tissue with like, how do I say it? Because four's
Facing
whole
your
thing was
true
about like,
self.
yeah,
Yeah.
four's whole thing was about like like the idea of rumor spreading and like folklore and like falsehoods, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the whole notion of like people will see you for what they want to believe you are rather than what you actually are.
Yeah.
That's what that's why there's like the big obsession with like, with like the obsession with television and like rumor spreading in small towns and that type thing. Um let's see, also kind of going back to 3 just a little bit. But anyways, minor superfluous stuff anyway. Like this is all just kind of like more subjective than objective like at this point. But like I personally speaking, like no objectivity found in this whatsoever. I'm way too biased on the Persona 3 cast. I think the Persona 3 cast is very well defined. I don't think there's a single cast member in Persona 3 that I actively despise. Whereas I can probably point to a couple of characters in Persona 4 and Persona 5 that, while I don't hate, I don't necessarily enjoy. At least,
Yeah,
at,
yeah.
at, at least on the at least on a first initial playthrough. Like, I don't know if anyone else has done this, but like on my first playthrough of Persona 5, I really neglected Haru's social link, like to the point to where it's like she was just a nothing character to me. It's like she just felt like, oh, she's just another member of the Phantom Thieves, and I don't know why I can't hang out with her. Or worst of all, why is the social link taking so long to level up? What am I doing wrong? And then I realized, oh yeah, I didn't take care of the plant.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, you need to
Hers was.
Hers was really dumb. It was
Eh.
if you don't know what to do before that time, like
Yeah.
if you find out like how you're supposed to level up that social link, like because keep in mind, I played Persona 5, I played the original Persona 5, not Royale.
yeah.
So like I didn't take care of the house plant, and I was like, oops, oh well, I guess it sucks to
Whoopsies.
sucks. I think that was also the first playthrough where I didn't touch Kawakami and um um Kawakami's social link at all. Like I just did not have
Yeah.
access to the Temperance social link. I didn't even have access to the great like buff that she gives you, like where it's like, oh yeah, after visiting a dungeon, give me like the deluxe massage. Okay, now I can go out at night.
Yeah, I know that was a really good one. It's uh kind of a shame that 3 doesn't have like social link buffs, I guess, similar to kind of how 5 does it. I
They
know it
did
didn't
make
originally, but
they did make up for it though by having the third G skills, which I think are a nice
yeah,
the third
yeah.
okay, a nice halfway point I will say is the third G skills for your party members, but I am also kind of happy that we're not getting the passive abilities from 5 again, because I've always been a more predominant fan of like I'm not expecting my social links to do anything like extremely out of the
Yeah.
ordinary. I just kind of like it when they're just like, oh, um, give your teammate something extra to do, maybe unlock a skill for them if they're a persona, or
It's like Metopia.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like it's similar to Metopia.
yeah, or better yet, it's like, oh, if they're just like a random side character, a bonus experience for personas of the same arcana. Like, I don't need that. I don't need much.
I will say the experience when you fuse personas like with like a maxed out Arcana is crazy. I will in 3 reload. I think I noticed that you level up like 3 4 levels. I think on your fused persona. It
Yeah,
was pretty crazy.
yeah. Which honestly, I'm kind of happy for, because like it's always nice to see that like Atlas is thinking about like how do we find ways to like hide the grinding like in the background. Like how do we make it so that like our players don't have to like constantly wander around Tartarus um just to level up. Other than that, but me personally, 3 for me just kind of hits like all of that, like all those like it just hits every single right button at the right moment, where it's a game that is in of itself a very tragic game, like from beginning to end. It still has its persona moments where like it's gonna make you happy, it's gonna make you laugh, it's gonna make you sad, it's gonna make you cry, it's gonna make you angry. And I think 3 just kind of sits in that nice sweet spot to where it's like it's it's sad enough to where you can definitely you can definitely feel a sense of melancholy when it's over, but at the same
Yeah.
time, like it's not quite like how do I say this? It's not like how do I say it? It's not like it's not like an ending to a FromSoft game where it's like, oh, the ending of the game is like, oh, you went through you literally you made your character go through hell, and then at the end of the game your character dies. Thanks for playing. Um
Mm-hmm.
it kind of hits that, but like but P3 kind of has that extra like decency to be like, hey, your character's dead, but things have gotten better. Like
You saved the world.
yeah, like your death actually meant something.
Yeah. I also will say I think October 4th and 3 is probably I think like the closest I've come to crying with the Persona series, I think. October 4th.
What
Just
happened,
October
man?
because huh?
What
What happened?
happened
Remind me
then?
again. What happens on October 4th?
Oh, Aragaki dies. Shinjiro dies.
Oh, right, right,
Oh
right, right, right,
yeah,
right, right.
That's
yeah.
when that's when Bullet Jesus comes in.
Yeah. October 4th is the day that that Shinji dies. Which, by the way, that's another thing that I like about Persona 3 is that this is why I kind of pointed out like why I didn't like Persona 3 Reloaded all that much because like when Shinji died, that meant something because for those that don't know or for those that did not know, um, I kind of like the idea that in Persona 3, your party members just naturally evolve their personas due to personal growth in their own story arcs, independent of the main character.
Hmm.
I didn't like how in Persona 4 and 5, where if you didn't spend time with your friends and got their social links maxed out, they didn't reach their maximum potential. I never really liked that because it kind of took agency away from your party members, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
the idea of Akihiko like just being so grief stricken over the death of his like surrogate brother that he made a promise to he basically made a promise to a dead person that like he would become stronger, he would figure out a way to stop the midnight hour, or not the midnight hour, the
Dark
yeah, the
hour,
dark
yeah.
hour, and um and that he would do all these things and basically like because keep in mind like the whole point of a persona's evolution is that it's a fundamental change in psyche where you are effectively taking, how do I say this, like you're taking the mask that you wear and that you are turning it into a more fully realized version of that mask that is in correlation to that arcanum. So because Akihiko's evolution from Polydeuces into Caesar I see as incredibly appropriate. Because like what better personification of of a of a persona that is supposed to represent the Emperor Arcana than one of the most well-known emperors in history, which is Julius Caesar. Like I can't think of a better persona to have to represent like that kind of evolution into that arcanum. And I think everyone in Persona 3 has like amazing thematical connections with their arcana that match very well with their persona evolutions.
Well, I mean, hold on. I will say because you still have. Sorry, what did you say about like the like three? Because in three you have the you said they had to what should I call it, like change, like find themselves or whatever. I think you said like find that change within themselves, but they do the same in 4 and 5 though, don't they? Like, am I crazy?
Well,
Not
four
necessarily.
four kind of does it because
Well, yeah.
after you max out, it can go again. But
Yeah, but that's the thing though. It's like, say for example, here's a really good example. Is like, say for example, like because you know how like most of the other social links that you can hang out with, and a few of the others are like automated. Like,
yeah,
so here's the thing that I've noticed. Um, the only one in Persona 4 that I think is completely automated and you don't need to push them into evolving their persona to its quote unquote second stage, like independent of I say pseudo independent of main character because it is tied to main character. Funny enough, is Teddy.
I was gonna say
Teddy
I.
yeah,
Teddy is the only character in Persona 4 that the game forces you to not ignore because if you want to, you can just decide to not hang out with Yukiko, Chie, Yosuke, Kanji, and Rise and Naoto, and they can just stay at Social Link rank 1 and never have their personas evolve. But the one character that you cannot do that with is Teddy. Why? Because the game forces it on you.
yeah.
They do
Eh,
the
eh, eh,
same with Morgana too, in
yeah,
5.
yeah. Point
Well, they
is,
always kind of did that with their main sidekick, quote unquote.
well,
Koromaru is the only exception.
Yeah,
because Koromaru's persona. Actually, no. Koro and Shinji are the only exceptions because neither one of their personas evolve.
yeah.
Me
I guess
personally,
Koromaru is a dog and Shinji dies, so yeah.
well, no, no, no.
I
Well,
mean,
actually, no, no, no. Here's the thing. Me personally, this is just headcanon shit. I like to believe that Shinji's caster persona is his evolved persona.
mm,
I like to think that like after the events that happened to him, like in like that made him like go crazy or like accidentally kill Ken's mom. I think after like reconciling with himself and like deciding to strike out on his own and just being like a rogue rebel, I think that's the moment where his persona turned into caster.
mm.
I have no other way of backing this up other than just like literally just headcanon bullshit. But like I I can the idea that I can theoretically conceive of that idea being possible is enough for me to want to believe that it's true, but if that's not the case, then I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But other than that, like but in Persona 3, every single party member with the exception of like Shinji because he dies and Koromaru, they evolve their personas through story progress. Um like Akihiko gets his after making a promise to Shinji. Ken gets the promise, gets not the promise, but gets that point to where I think after reflecting on what Shinji did for him, even though he was responsible for something really bad happening in his life. Yukari does it after reconciling with the idea that like she realizes what her dad's true intentions were and what he really meant to her. Same thing in regards to Mitsuru when reflecting on like the fact that she lost her dad too in the middle of the story, and now she's having to step up as a leader. Like everyone in even I guess especially I guess of all people is more deserving of a persona evolution than most other people. But that's just me being biased towards one of my favorite characters in P3. Um, but I kind of like the idea that like it. How do I say this? I'm not the biggest fan of of like when a game goes out of its way to reinforce the idea that the main character is the inciting incident that makes these other characters who have agency be responsible for their personal growth and development, where it's like, oh, if main character just chose to not spend time with them, then they would have never realized their full potential or would have never had a psychological breakthrough and they wouldn't have become the person that they always could be if the main character just decided like, I don't want to hang out with them. Why? I just don't like them.
I mean, technically, if the main character decides to do jack shit, technically neither of that would have happened in three either because they wouldn't have gone in Tartarus. They wouldn't have made
Right.
it far in Tartarus, and they none of that shit would have happened, right?
Right, right. Like what I'm getting at is like it's the idea of the main character should be responsible for getting the inciting incident moving, like the core essence of the story. Like P3's pro tag, like Minato, you, and what's
Ren,
P5's?
I think Ren, I think is
Yeah,
Ren,
yeah,
I don't know.
Ren.
I think his name is Ren. But yeah, like Minato, you, and Ren are basically all responsible for their own game's inciting incidences, like in terms of the main plot. But what I'm primarily focusing on is the idea of like I don't like the idea that like a side character's growth and development is intrinsically tied to the main character and by extension the player deciding to take interest in their story. Whereas opposed to Persona 3 where it's like the game just the game just pushes that on the player by saying, "Hey, this is important to the greater core story, which is why we're making you be involved in this as a player, not as the main character." Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah,
when
yeah, yeah.
because when Akihiko makes that promise to Shinji, Minato's not there. Like he's not even in that scene. It's just us, the player, watching Akihiko and
Yeah, he's such
only
a great.
Akihiko, yeah, like and only Akihiko make that promise. So we as the players are privy to this development that Akihiko is going through, not because not because the game gave us the opportunity to be involved in Akihiko's story or even take interest in it. No, the game didn't even give us that choice to make. The game said, "No, you are viewing this, you are watching the story, you are experiencing what we are showing you because we believe it is essential to the overall core essence of the main ideas of Persona 3." So so that's kind of my perspective on it, which is like which is why I'm leaning towards 3 being my personal favorite Persona 3, and more frankly, I think P3 just kind of hits that sweet spot of like it knows when to give the player agency and it knows when to not have that agency go too far as to get into the way of telling a satisfying narrative that connects that has a connective through line with like what you're already doing in the story. And also to say that like I think Persona 3 did it better where it knew which party members to give you social links with and not, because I'll say it like this. I am kind of like okay, but also not okay at the prospect of like maybe it's okay to not have social links with all of your party members, but maybe a select few. But it is a little bit weird in Persona 3 where it's like, yeah, Minato has social links with his party members, but only the women.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say it's only the woman. Also, um, I assume it's the same in like the other versions of three, but at least in Reload, there's only three social stats, right? And each social stat you need maxed for a specific female member. Fuka
Yep.
being courage, Yukari being charm, and Mitsuru being academics. Uh, I mean, I do kind of agree, and I honestly was thinking the same thing. I'm like, wait, why doesn't like Junpei or Akihiko have a social link or whatever, right? Like,
They
what's going
kind of
on
do in
here?
Reload.
Well, yeah, I was just saying Reload because it's not a social link,
No,
but
but
it
it's
is
a.
the story path still. It's still a story that you're
I think they're
going
called
through.
linked episodes.
Yeah, it's something like that. I have no clue, but um, yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine probably because each Persona game, I think outside of 5 Royal, because if remind me, but Sumeria is the Faith Arcana, which is number 22 or something, right? And with the tarot cards, or is like because I
No.
think Aeon is wait, I gotta search up the fucking uh
Aeon's 24.
because I
Like,
is it 24? Because I
I
swear
don't
in
know.
Reload they changed like 20 to Aeon for Aegis. I think that's what it was.
I don't know.
Yeah, the Aeon persona, the persona, no, the Aeon social link in P3 Fez was with Igus.
It still is in Reload.
Yeah, and I'll say this right now, Igus is the best Aeon, is one of the best Aeon social links in the entire series.
Wee!
I will fight people on that front.
But you didn't. You
I mean
didn't
I
like
like
Marie's
Aegis.
story.
Oh, okay, okay. I was gonna save this for when we actually got to P4, but let me rip into this.
Oh god, here we go.
I despise the Aeon social link in
Okay.
Persona 4.
Okay.
I despise it. And here's the main reason. In isolation, I think you could have made Marie work. But here's my biggest problem. Marie reeks of a original of like an original character. How do I say this? She reeks of like the self-insert energy where she's a new character that is introduced into a previously established story, starts interacting with the main character of the game and by extension the rest of the main cast, and then without hesitation everyone just becomes super infatuated with her and thinks that she is like the most interesting and coolest character in the entire series, despite having a very abrasive and kind of rude tsundere personality.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
But like, and that's the thing that kind of bugs me the most is that like, it's the idea of like, where how do I say this? It's like it's the strangest idea to where it's like the game is trying to overcompensate by being like, well, we need to make sure that people like Marie, So why don't we just have every character in the game instinctively like this
But
character?
that's what makes the turn part of it more exciting.
I I guess
That's
because
kind of
like
why they did that, I would assume.
yeah, because they had to find an in-universe reason to justify the bonus dungeon that you do on the ski trip because it's like if the cast didn't care about Marie, then they wouldn't have a reason to go into the dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not to mention I'm also a little bit biased because I think that the secret dungeon or the bonus dungeon that you go into is absolutely bullshit.
Yeah, it's kind of.
It's a gimmick it's a gimmick dungeon and I hate it.
Yeah.
Whoever genius idea it was to take away all of your equipment, give you bog standard like just regular average statted equipment with barely any passive abilities and make the only accessories you can gain like SP recovery like charms like that you can only find in the dungeon and every time you win a fight, it takes away half of your current SP. Fire that guy. I hope I genuinely hope whoever
Oh my
designed that.
god.
I
That's
It was
genuinely hope whoever.
annoying.
It was absolutely infuriating. Like I hated that dungeon. I
That's what
like
I have to, because I'm not Persona 4. The actual gameplay of itself pissed me off so fucking much. Oh my god, it was so bullshit. The entire gameplay, like the combat of Persona 4 pissed me off because it was all RNG. There was
That's
it,
fair.
it felt very little, like it didn't feel that skill based compared to 5 and 3 because
Oh, I would
you
agree.
have moments where like the enemy moves first, whether it be your fault or not. But it's also really hard to get advantage in Persona 4 compared to 5 and 3.
I will
At
say this.
least yeah, but
I will agree. P4 is the most like RPG out of all the games where it's like if your numbers aren't big enough, you're gonna lose, and there is nothing you can do about it.
yeah,
I
because
feel
you
like.
have moments, and there's several clips on Twitter too, of people getting into a fight. The enemy moves first, one shots the protagonist, and you just lose, have to like restart. Like it's like
That's not
restart the floor or whatever. I
Oh,
don't
that's
know,
not
but
that's not even the worst part. This is like standard of like any Persona game, but like nothing is more defeating than getting into a random encounter, having the enemy go first, not even like preemptively against you, casting an instant death light or dark spell, and then instantly dropping your main character just because of random chance.
yeah, it's oh my god, it was so
Now,
annoying. For
And heaven forbid if you have them equipped with a persona that is weak to light or darkness. Ugh, that's even
because
worse.
uh,
in 4, I believe I think 3, I think it's just a higher chance, but in 4 it's just guaranteed hit the insta kills if you're weak to it.
yeah, I think.
No, it actually isn't because I've tried using it
Oh
on like
really?
I tried using it on enemies that I know are weak to light and darkness, and they've actually had it to where it just misses.
Well, maybe for enemies it's not.
Yeah, it might be different for player facing consequences than enemy facing consequences. I would have to like consult a data miner to see if they know how like the programming works.
Yeah,
But
I need to see the
No,
thing,
if
but
anyway, my biggest takeaway from like Marie's social link in P4 is that like I'm not the biggest fan of like how her character was handled in the game to where it's like the game is constantly bending itself into knots like just trying to get you to care about this character and it's like guys if you gave me a better reason to care about her I'd probably care about her but as of right now like when I was first playing Persona 4 because I first played Persona 4 with Persona 4 Golden I was like I know you're the new character that was put into this game but I know nothing about you other than you have amnesia. The game tells me that you're connected to me somehow, and I'm trying to help you and be nice to you, but yet every time like something happens, like you're either incredibly rude, incredibly standoffish, and you yell at people all the time. It's like if Marie was a real person, not only would I not want to spend time with her, I'd probably tell her that she's a bitch right to her face. But either
yeah,
but I pushed through it. And this is just a me thing, but like, holy crap! Like I, no disrespect to anyone's choice in waifus, but like I cannot imagine what kind of thought goes through a person's mind to actively pursue the romance option with Marie, and I'm just sitting here going like, there are literally 10 other options in this game that are infinitely better than her.
Reese is number one, by the way, but you know
Okay,
I'm
no,
not
no,
gonna
we're
give
not
Reese
going
that.
there right now.
Yeah, no, but Reese, not even
No,
close.
no, 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 no.
not,
Sorry,
no,
no, Justin, you wanted to say something earlier. What was it?
I was gonna say if Kingzilla was here, since 4 is his favorite.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is
yeah, that's right.
This is why I wanted him here, because I knew he'd just go off on about, oh wow,
yeah, like that.
da.
I wish he was here for this one. Like maybe we'll
Yeah.
have a separate episode. Maybe we'll have a
Let's have
separate.
to listen to Persona podcast.
No,
Fuck
no, no,
yeah,
no,
we'll
no,
get him
no,
in
no,
here,
no.
dude. Yeah.
Let's do another Persona podcast in the future where it's like me versus him on
Yeah.
like on like debate. It's literally like
A
it's literally like a
debate.
presentation of like
Yeah.
which game is better, four or three. That would be
All
fun.
right, well,
Oh,
let's.
it's 3, by the way.
So Prince Boo, you agree that 3 is the best?
Okay. For me, it's very difficult, and I love 4 in because it has Risei, but I like 3 and 5. It's very hard for me to choose between the two, because with 3 Reload and 5 Royal, like both were very good games. And hopefully Persona 4 Revival makes it on like a very similar level, because I think if Persona 4 was less bullshit, I think it's definitely on their level. And also change some, yeah, I just change some gameplay stuff.
If they
I
made
think,
Revival like Reload, it would might do well.
Yeah. Also, oh my god, oh sorry, I have to go. Please, I need whoever made the romance option for Risei, whoever did, whoever like designed how you get Risei's romance needs to be fucking fired, because it is so utterly dog shit. Oh my god, it's bad. You either hug her, and then there's no verbal indication that you are her
That's
boyfriend, by the
fair.
way. It's literally just you hug her, bam, you guys are dating, or you let her like cry and be an asshole and just stand there awkwardly.
That's a good
Like
point.
that's
That's a
so
good point.
bad, dude. What are we doing? Because I guys, in case it wasn't obvious by now, Risei is my favorite character in Persona 4.
No. Why?
You know what, Justin? I'm gonna make you change the profile picture on stream right now. Hold on.
Nah,
one
I
second.
ain't doing that.
Yep, I'm doing it right now.
Nah.
I'm just kidding. But
I
yeah,
find it so funny that I find it so funny that like Boo's favorite character is Risei, because like everyone that I speak to that has played Persona 4 and actually likes Persona 4, a lot of people don't like Risei.
I
Like,
don't like
I
Reset. You're
think
right. I don't.
but here's my thing though. Like I don't hate Risei. Like I actually think she's perfectly
Well, I
fine
don't
as a
hate
character.
her, but
Yeah. Like, well, obviously you know the character that I hate the most in Persona 4, but
it's
but
me. We just
I
had a whole
have to be. I'm
discussion
about to
about
be
it.
really real right now. Marie's probably my second favorite character in that game.
oh boy. Okay, hold
Justin,
on,
you just
hold on.
extended the podcast by another 2 hours, bro.
Oh boy, oh boy.
So
Okay, I won't.
I don't know what
I'm,
it is. I get after hearing what you said. Yes, I agree with this statement. But the thing that did it for me was the turnaround. Like they made you think that she was good, and you're like something's up with her. She wouldn't be this rude. Then you're like, okay, she has a horrible childhood. I guess she has a reason. No, she shouldn't act that way in public. However, she has a valid reason.
yeah, like I that is the only thing that I can't argue against, which is the when you find out that she's the other Kuzumi no Okami, like one of the other
One of the
no, one of
three.
the other. Yeah, like the three demigods that were placed inside of people from Izanami.
By the way,
That is
that whole thing with the car gas station person was dumb.
they could have made it. They could have
Yeah,
made it. They could have found a way cooler way
to do
to
that.
hide her in plain sight. But
Yeah.
honestly, for what it is, bad. It's not a bad hidden in plain sight. But it's like out of
Yeah.
all the things, out of all of the things that like
Yeah.
most players on their first playthrough will be like, Huh. No, nothing really did happen. Wait a minute. That gas station attendant is relevant?
Yeah, I know. It's like,
And
why?
honestly, now that I'm thinking back, I feel like a way you could tell if a character is relevant is if they have like an icon when they speak, like they have a character
That's
like a
true.
portrait when they speak.
That's true.
Because I'm pretty sure the gas station attendant has a portrait when they speak the first time at the beginning of the
No.
game,
No, they
right?
don't.
They
No, they
don't.
don't. They don't. That's
Oh
what
my god.
that
Oh.
that's actually kind of what makes it so interesting is because but think of it like this. How many other gas station attendants do you see in the whole game?
None. Well, maybe one other
None.
one.
I don't
No,
think you see any. No.
you only see the one.
Oh, that's true. All right.
But
Well,
but but here's the other thing. Well, you're kind of half right because she does get a portrait after you confront her on the
yeah,
final day.
yeah,
That's because the ruse is broken and then she becomes an important character.
yeah.
Anyway, uh, but but anyways, you wanted to finish your thought
No, that was pretty
on
much
the.
my thought.
Oh, okay, that's fine. But
And I
but it's okay.
understand your purpose.
Yeah, but don't worry,
As
Boo.
long
We're
as
all
we're
in
in
time.
agreement that Risei sucks, we're good. No.
Well, no. No.
Leave.
No. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
you're wrong, Boo, but I'm gonna say is that, but I'm also gonna say you're not correct too, because we all know the best romance route in Persona 3 is Chie Satonaka. I'm just saying.
No.
We.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. When did we start? When did we get into French class? What the
No.
hell, French
That's
101?
like one of
What?
that's worse than Risei's. Okay.
Okay, you take that back.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
wait,
That
hold on,
wasn't-
because I
I'm just
hate.
kidding. No.
I
That one. I was
I
just kidding.
like
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Risei,
kidding.
but honestly, the ending of her social link pissed me off so much, dude. Oh
Risei's
my
was
god.
boring. It wasn't my favorite. And then yeah, Cheese was okay. It was
But,
weird.
I don't think I finished it, but wasn't it like Chi's
Okay.
social link? Wasn't it like confronting the bullies or whatever?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, her secret move, her move was great. Like it was one of the best in the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That one kick.
Now,
thing.
now, humor me, Jay. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark. Okay. I have to ask the
Who
first
my
question.
favorite character is in 4?
Okay. I have to ask
Is that what you're asking?
specifically your favorite romance option because I know you said Marie was your second favorite. Okay, I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and see if I can take a random. Okay, is she a party member? That's the
Yes.
first question. Okay, so that leaves
I know.
that leaves only two people, and I have a 50-50 shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
It's one of the
Yukiko,
two
is it?
females.
It is
Yes, it
Yukiko.
is Yukiko. Yes, it is. It is Yukiko.
Okay, no joke though. I kind of agree with this because on my first playthrough, Yukiko was my first choice.
Yo, actually, same. I'm so serious on my first, not on my first playthrough, but when I first when I first got introduced to Yukiko, I'm like, oh shit, she might be the romance. And then Risei popped up, and I'm like, yeah, fuck Yukiko, it's Risei for life now.
No. See, I had a different one. Like my first ever exposure to Persona 4. This was a long time ago. This was like I found it on like a top 10 video where it was like it was a video. I can't remember where it was from, but it was basically talking about like video game characters that like look like dudes but are actually women. And
Oh, now
and I yeah, and I remember Naoto was on there, and I'm like, I don't know who this character is, but I kind of like the vibe that this game is going for, and
I didn't
I
mind Naoto. Like she's
Yeah,
not
me
my
neither.
least favorite.
I
She's
like
not my favorite.
Naoto. I think Naoto's cool. I like.
see
Yeah.
see see my perspective was like I was going in being like, okay, I know who I'm gonna go after, or I know who I'm gonna go chase, and then Yukiko popped up, and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, Naoto. She was here first, and it was just like it's over, it's Jover. But but honestly though, like I nowadays I can't bring myself to romance Naoto because I think her and Kanji are just so perfect with each other. I think both of them are made for each
Yeah.
other.
Kanji. Yeah.
I do. Yeah, the game definitely makes it intended for you to want to ship them.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's like
but hear me out here. Yosuke and Chie.
those two,
Wait, guys,
those
hold
two,
on, guys.
those two already act. They already act like a married couple half the
Yeah.
time.
Guy, hold on. On the topic of Yosuke,
Oh
do we
no.
think they're bringing back the gay romance option in
No.
Revival?
No.
I don't. Okay, I don't know if they will. I don't know if they.
Wait, sorry. I have to do this. Justin, why are you so against?
No, I'm not
gay
against
on
it.
Pride
It's-
Month. On Pride Month.
I'm not,
Oh my! Cancel him.
I'm not
Cancel.
against it. I'm just saying it's weird for a Persona game.
Yeah,
You know?
but here's the thing though. Like I remember a lot of people talking about the hype for Persona 5 like before we knew anything about what it was like before we knew anything about what the actual game was and we only had like the teaser
Oh, we'll
image.
get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get there. But for me, I remember a lot of people like theorizing like what the game was going to be about and like some expectations that they would want. And I kid you not, one person made the argumentation that like what better way to exemplify the themes of breaking the chains of like breaking the societal chains that bind you by allowing your main character to romance
That's
any of your social
that's
links.
fair.
That's a fair
That
assumption,
is yeah.
Yeah.
but that creates two things. We're running into two problems. One, it's an Atlas game, and
Yeah.
so resources are a little bit limited. Although I would say that's not an excuse anymore because now they have Sega money, but that's beside the point.
Also, hold on, we
Um,
have to keep in mind Atlas like UI. You have to Atlas's UI. I like it's so good. Like their UI, like in their menus and stuff.
That's not horrible.
Like
It's
like it's so good.
yeah, it's like all the way back in the early Persona games. Like even Persona 1 had like decent UIs.
Mhm.
I still think two like really got the ball rolling on like great AIs, no, great UIs. But that's only just because I'm biased of the color scheme. I'm really fond of like black text boxes with red arrows and speech bubbles. P2
Yeah.
just has a lot of my I'm realizing I like P2 a lot more than I should now, but I'm not gonna say it's better than 3. I don't think I'm ever gonna say
Okay,
P2 is
okay,
better than
but
P3.
trying to slowly get back on the topic.
Hmm.
Okay, who's romance option in 3?
Ooh,
Yukari.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay, let me explain.
Actually,
Well,
I gotta
okay.
change my. I might have to change my answer. Maybe I don't know. I'm
Didn't
mixed.
you pick what?
In
No.
three,
I don't know. Who'd you pick? Who'd you pick?
in three, it was Yukari.
So
Wait, actually, you know what? No, I had three and three. I actually had three. I had Chihiro. Chihiro was actually my first. I think she was my first rank 10. The nerdy girl.
the one that's the
That's
student that's the member of the student council.
yeah.
The
Uh,
the Justice Link.
yeah.
Yeah,
Number
she
two was Yukari, and then number three was Fuka. Which honestly, I
Fuka.
think
it
if I
it
were to choose
it
one, I really like Fuka, man. Fuka is so cool.
it's always Fuka. Like Fuka is consistently in people's like top 5 like persona.
No.
For a good reason. For a good
No.
reason.
No. Okay. Okay.
Listen,
Well,
I'm
yes.
sorry, but if Rise wasn't a navigator, Fuka would be my my favorite dude. Like what?
Oh,
Okay,
she was a
okay.
better navigator than Rise. I will say
Oh,
that.
oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah,
But
but
like
okay. Here's the only thing that makes Rise even close is that Rise, when you rank tenor, you get a free revive whenever you
Yes,
die.
but nobody tops Futaba. I'm sorry.
Okay, but I like Futaba, but I'm sorry she's not on the level of Rise and Fuka.
Well, no,
hey,
she's
she has a third G now.
yeah. Anyway, no, I was Mitsuru all the way.
Ah,
For
Mitsuru
sure.
all the way.
But I mean, Yukari is my second. I'll say that.
Yeah.
We'll say
Like it really is funny that like that P3 like kind of knocked it out of the park with their initial lover social link
yeah.
cuz like I remember a lot of people being like
Let's not talk about on. No.
eh
Eh.
weakest romantic implications so
Yeah,
weakest
no,
romantic
out of the
implication for
three
lover social
lovers,
link.
yeah, out of the three lovers, On is easily the worst. It's not even close. It's
Yeah.
actually not even close.
Yeah.
No,
Like
the best one is Yukari though. Of the
oh,
three.
obviously. Yeah,
No, absolutely
obviously.
not. What the fuck?
Rise
What the
is
fuck?
actually Rise
Whoa,
is
dude,
third.
whoa.
Rise
Let's
is
not jump to
third.
conclusions here. Did you not just say that that On was the worst
Yeah,
out of the three lovers?
but she's better than Rise.
I know. That's absolutely not true. Like, look
Oh
at
my
the
god.
facts. Like, what?
Oh, that's great.
No,
Ah,
anyway.
shit, that's good. I'm trying to also think too of like who else was really good across like 3, 4, and 5. Um,
Okay, that brings us to 5. Who's the top?
Oh,
ooh,
Sumire, dude, it's not even close. It's
Okay,
Sumire. It's
okay,
not
okay.
even close.
Yes,
remi-
yes, that's a
remind
good
me
one.
again who? Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, Sumeri was the one introduced in Reloaded.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Royal,
Royal.
yes.
Royal.
Or
Royal,
yeah,
Yeah.
Royal Reloaded. They both start with R's.
yeah. Royal, yes.
I mean, yeah, she's great. She's absolutely great. But like, if I only I haven't played R, but I know of her social link. Me personally, I
Great
can't
Final Dungeon, by
deny
the way.
I can't deny it. I have 3 ties. I have like no, actually no, I have 4 ties.
Ooh.
I have 4 ties.
Ties. Oh, okay. Let's
Yeah,
let's
they're,
hear
they're
let's hear your ties.
Takemi is absolutely one of them. Takemi is absolutely one of
Oh
them.
no.
why you gotta call me out like that, Prince Pooh?
That's crazy though.
I
Okay,
fucking yeah, it's obvious, dude.
I mean,
Takemi is like
it's not
everybody's favorite.
yeah,
no. She's not.
but
No. She's shy. Shy.
yeah, but like, so basically, Takemi's on there, Kawakami's on there too.
Makes
No.
sense.
Yeah, and
What?
then the two, and I only have 2 other ones, and they're both party members, and that's
That was the wait. Kawakami
It,
was the
it's
was
it's
the was the
Makoto
was the
and
maid, right?
yeah.
Okay, then no. That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
it's both Makoto and Futaba.
Okay, well.
yeah.
Like I don't know what it is, but like like I feel like I'm way biased towards Futaba because she reminds me of like my actual fiance. And,
Oh wait, you
and
actually got engaged?
well, yeah, like, well,
Is this where it's getting revealed for the first time?
well, no. Like I say that like we've basically agreed like yeah we're
Oh,
eventually
okay,
just gonna
okay.
w-
So
it,
not
it,
real. Hold on. Okay.
yeah, well, it's in that weird like nebula stage where it's like, hey, we agree
Yeah.
that like we're not going anywhere. We're actually gonna be we're staying with
It's
each other
gonna
for a long,
happen.
long
Yeah,
time. Like,
yeah.
Okay. All
we,
right. Anyway,
yeah,
moving on.
yeah,
Moving on.
we're
Yes.
we're in that stage like it's gonna happen. Just let it be known. But yeah, like Futaba just reminds me way too much of like my actual like IRL like significant other to the point to where it's like I see her and I'm just like I can't. I just see her. I see Futaba, I see her. It's like they're the same person.
So somebody liked Bernie in Three Houses.
Yes. Honestly, yes. Bernie was the person that I was looking forward to playing in Three Houses. But now I don't know if I want to go with Red Lions just yet because I might save Red
You mean
Lions
Blue
for my third
Lions?
playthrough.
You mean Blue Lions?
Oh no, not Blue Lions, but what was Edelgard's house again?
Oh, Black Eagles.
Black Eagles.
It
Thank
was
you.
something Eagles. Yeah.
I will save Black Eagles for my
That's
third
the best.
playthrough
That's a
actually.
pretty good pack. Like the true Black Eagles route is great.
Yeah. Like I'm saving that for my
Silver
third
Snow
playthrough because
sucks.
yeah. But like I'm saving that for my third playthrough because
Yeah.
apparently I've heard that you want to do Edelgard's like you want to do her route last.
Oh yeah, because
Or
it's the best one. It's because
okay,
do you know why? Because you get to play as the
Oh my
villains.
goodness.
I guess well now I know that, but either way, um, but yeah,
It's
like
also the shortest one.
apparently yeah, but for me, Makoto is like I don't know why, like, but like I feel like Makoto is a good choice because like it's not a pick for me. It's just one that like the game kind
All right.
okay, so you know how like in P4 like the game really tries to make you believe that the Yosuke and the Chie ship and like the Naoto and the Kanji ship are like all effectively like confirmed, just
Yeah.
never out like they hint at it but it's never outright confirmed. They kind of do the same thing with Rin and Makoto. Like there's a lot of shit in P5 where it's like the game really wants you to buy the idea that they could be a thing, but they're not putting an outright statement in there. They're not making it as clear as it was in as the P4 examples.
Let's see
That
if you
that
can.
that
Let's see if you both can guess my top three and five.
In
My
five.
top three
oh
and five.
ooh in
Well,
5. Okay.
Makoto is number one. I'm pretty sure I already know that. I think Makoto is number one for you.
I'm gonna wait till you guess all three.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark.
Me too.
And what was the name of the girl again that was introduced in R, the newer one?
Sumire, not Kazumi.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
well, whatever.
What was
I,
what?
I know. Like I said, I know of her social link. I know what she represents. I know from what. Okay, so for
She
full
represents her dead
transparency.
sister. That's basically.
Yeah. It's like all I know is that
Yeah.
she took the name of someone who died that she knew. I didn't know.
It
I
was her
actually didn't
sister.
know what. I actually didn't know it was. I actually didn't know it was her sister. I thought it was like a close friend of
It's
hers.
her twin. I think it's her twin
Yeah, it's her
sister.
twin sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're
Ah.
identical twins. The only differentiating thing is that the real
Hair and
Kazumi had
glasses.
like a mole and the hair as well.
Yeah.
Ah. I see. Okay, I can kind of get the vibe. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna say she's definitely within your top three, like absolutely for sure, like
Okay.
not even like a question.
Okay.
But I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say that the other ones are. Ooh, this is an interesting one. I'm. Hmm.
My guess is Makoto 1, Sumire 2, and then Futaba 3.
I'm gonna go out of pocket. I'm gonna throw in Shogi Girl, and I'm actually gonna say Haru.
Oh, I
Well,
forgot about Haru.
You are so wrong, and Prince Poop nailed it.
Oh, what?
Ah.
Actually?
Yeah, that's the order. Yeah, Makoto. Then
Oh,
Sumire, and then
I thought
Futaba.
honestly, I thought that my bottom two were wrong. I'm not gonna lie.
No. So actually, it was Sumeru's social link that made it number 2, because originally it was Futaba.
Wow.
But I liked it so much, and I liked the story and like her own palace that it was great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait, did you sorry? Did you say her palace?
Well, it's technically hers. Think about it.
Is it technically hers?
On a
On a
technicality,
technicality, yes.
Did they
I
not
will.
always call it Maruki's palace?
I mean, it is his palace, but to be fair, it was more about her than anybody else.
It was about her, but it's not her palace. What?
Yeah, it's like the whole thing with like, that one thing.
Kamoshida's palace isn't also An's palace by correlation. Like what?
In theory.
Neither is Haru's palace also her dad's palace.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
but
Like it's an Okumura palace.
I'm just saying, like it kind of. I said kind of on a technicality.
Wait,
The
hold on.
only reason-
Hold on. Does that mean the only other person whose palace is their own palace is Futaba's palace?
Yeah.
Yes.
God, that
The
one was
only
funny.
because Morgana's already said this but Persona users cannot have palaces, but Futaba's palace existed before she awakened her persona, so therefore that's the
Yeah.
only exception, right, to the rule.
I like to believe that Futaba's a special case on like the way that she got her persona was very different from everybody else's, which number one makes sense because she's the navigator, and number two, it's a loose carryover from the other games where she had to confront the one thing that she kept repressed for so long, and learning to accept that like made her get made her get her persona. Basically, I like to believe that like Futaba is a stand-in to make the P4 fans happy, being like, there you go, Persona 4 fans, you have one character in this game that follows the rules of the last game.
And then
Can we move on?
I feel like Sei and Mitsuru are like
Sai?
the same
Or-
person. Makoto's sister.
Yeah.
They're like the same person. They're like very identical in like personality.
Yeah, I could see it.
I can, I guess, somewhat see it.
Also, best palace, hands down.
I mean, yeah,
actually, I'm not gonna disagree. I don't know
you're
if
raw.
I can disagree.
Yeah, you're robbing a casino. Of course,
Yeah.
it's gonna be the best palace.
Dude, it's so and also Whims of Fate is one of the best. I think the best palace theme.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna just gonna forget that.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about
Like,
it.
we're gonna forget that I believe, keep your faith, throw away your mask, which by the way, best song in the Persona series.
Oh, are those palace themes? I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that. Never mind,
Well,
I'm changing my answer.
keep your faith and throw away your mask was technically the boss theme of it, and like the escape.
But then it's not the palace.
The
theme.
palace theme wasn't it? I believe, or am I crazy?
I don't know.
For Maruki's? No, it wasn't.
Well, oh no, his was that dumb
Wait.
piano thing, right? Yeah, Maruka's theme was like that dumb piano theme.
It's
I think
Gentle
so.
Madman. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's that dumb piano thing. Same
So,
thing.
so so here's a fun little like segue that we can do since we're talking about like our favorite aspects of the Persona series like from game to game. I'll throw this one out here because I think my answer might surprise you guys, and I want to see if you guys can guess this. Best villain in the Persona series.
Oh, okay. So I.
Kagoshida. No, I'm just
Fuck
kidding.
no.
I'm just kidding. I'm
Okay,
just
hold
kidding.
on. So
Okay. What I mean by villain is like best mastermind. Well, actually, no. I'll throw in two categories because I know it kind of like I know it doubles up in like two out of these three games. So like you have I'll say a villain is someone who is the immediate like ramification like is immediately causing the most harm, whereas the masterminds are like the actual like final confrontation of the story. So like I guess we'll
So
have two
so
separate
mas so
categories.
mas so
so like
mastermind is
Nick,
Maru Curry. Because think about
Mario
Yeah,
it.
Curry,
Whatever however you pronounce his name. Sorry.
yeah, yeah,
Mario
yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. So
Pro-
basically, like, so
probably.
basically, like,
Yeah.
he would be considered a mastermind, whereas the bald guy who was running for like prime minister in Japan in
Shido.
P5, yeah,
Yeah, Shido.
he would be a villain.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, so basically, you have palace holders are villains, and then for villains in like P4, that would be something um
So
the murderer, the copy.
Adachi,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Adachi.
it would be either a like basically
So
Adachi would be a villain because here's my thing, and the answer might surprise you. I'll actually just come out and say it. While I love P3, and while I love the villain and the mastermind in P3, I think Persona 4 had the better masterminds and villains.
I like Adachi, man. I like Adachi. I feel like
Adachi.
it's not obvious.
I mean,
It's not obvious.
I knew
think. I don't
instantly
know.
it was okay. I'd like to say something. In every single, never looked at anything for 3, 4, and 5. I blindly guessed who the true villain was, and I was right in all 3 games.
Yeah, yeah,
Like what if
that's fair.
like the counselor? Oh, he doesn't. He's gonna be the villain. Adachi, he's the villain. And then what's his face in?
In Persona 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
which I
But
think
here
he is, in my opinion, the best villain.
let me cook for just a second because
Okay.
the answer might surprise you. So here's my explanation for why I think Adachi is like is like a good villain, not a good mastermind, but a good villain.
Yeah, he's not a good
It,
mastermind.
well, yeah, he's not a good mastermind, but he's really effective at being a villain. And here's the thing, and here's why. It's really simple. Adachi is a great villain because of how real and believable he is.
That's true.
Think about it. Think about it. If you think hard enough, if you live long enough, you can think of a person that reminds you of Adachi, and that is terrifying. The fact that you could like
Oh, wait a
look
second.
back,
He's right.
yeah, like you could that's what makes him such an interesting villain and an interesting character is because you could think of a person that you know IRL and basically like everyone knows in Adachi like IRL like to some extent. And that's kind of what makes him like so terrifying. Like the just a person who is like very performative, like very nihilistic and very like petty. And and the idea that like Adachi is like the perfect encapsulation of that type of person cannot be understated in how incredibly accurate it is.
Yeah, that's
Like
scarily
that
accurate.
yeah, like that's my reasoning for why I think Adachi kind of like is my
Okay,
personal
but
pick
who's the
for
best
like
mastermind?
I would personally say I would personally say I'm actually going to say it's a tie between 4 and 5
Okay.
because Nyx isn't really so much of a mastermind
No.
as she is more of just kind of a personification of like a living concept. She doesn't really
Yeah.
need to do anything because it's like the game constantly reinforces into your brain no one can escape death. No one can it's just something you can't avoid. She doesn't need to do anything to motivate you to do something, she's just gonna you're gonna go back to her at some point.
Yeah.
Which is really funny because if you know anything about Greek mythology, Nyx is not actually the personification of death, she's the personification of night,
Yeah.
which personally speaking, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because one of the first personas you ever get in Persona 3 is Thanatos when like Minato gets like all crazy and crashes out when he summons Orpheus for the first time, which I mean, I guess if you think about it hard enough, it makes a little bit of thematic sense because Thanatos is supposed to be the personification of death, and he is the son of Nyx, which actually, now that I think about it, I think it makes a little bit more sense if you don't think about it too hard.
I will say the best villain was probably what's the head of the team that was against Seas.
Oh,
Striga.
Yeah, Strega. Yeah, the head of Strega.
oh, really?
Because
Dude, Pistol Jesus.
Yeah,
because
Revolver Jesus.
Revolver
this
Jesus.
this guy like threw you off a loop, being your friend, and then he was your villain.
When the hell was he ever our
Okay,
friend?
think
I
think
thought it
think
was...
think think about it. This is my. I know it's not. This is not what happened, but here's my theory. Him and the head and the principal guy, the same person.
No, I don't think they're the same person.
No.
Or they're related in some kind of way.
Okay, that one I can theoretically
Makes
buy
more
a lot.
sense.
That one makes infinitely more sense. I don't think it's ever confirmed, but like I think
Well, you see
you
that the
know
principal's helping destroy you with Igus.
that is true. And not only that, but like there's also like the small like innocuous things that I think kind of hint you at that with character design, which is like they're both relatively tall people that have the same like that their hair is just naturally in that same formation where they're both kind of like long and curly in the back, but yet straight at the top. And they're both like portrayed as like villainous characters. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, and then I guess my mastermind. I would probably. I don't. I mean, Adachi. After hearing your reasoning for Adachi, I
All
mean
right,
that's
have I convinced you?
probably. But now, yeah, I'm gonna go back with the tie thing, because he was Maruki, but it's like, well, yeah, he was just he threw a temper tantrum. Basically, was what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, to
that's
be
all he.
fair,
That's all he did.
to be fair, like even Naoto like calls it out.
Yeah.
Like Adachi's logic is not consistent. It's not sound. And to be fair, like Adachi is kind of an adult child, like having a crash out because nothing he wanted ever went his way, and then it led him to this point of just like, well, nothing matters, so why even bother? And I might as well just play my part in changing this world for the worst because this is what my experience was like, so I'm going to make it the experience for everybody.
Yeah. He was just having a temper tantrum, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like and again, I'm reinforcing this. That's what makes Adachi so scary. It's the notion of
I
like
wasn't even talking about Adachi having a temper tantrum, but yeah, you
yeah, yeah.
now thinking about it, yeah.
But like I said, that's what makes him so scary is like when you really think about it, yeah, Adachi really is just having a giant crash out because he's just a guy who nothing went right for him like growing up, and now he's just grown up to a point to where it's like, well, I suffered growing up. Why does everybody else not get to suffer? That's not fair. So I'm gonna make everyone suffer.
Yeah. All right. To wrap up, we might do another one of these someday. But to
We
wrap
need to
up,
have Kingzilla in here,
We
bro.
we
Just all of
really
we,
do.
we,
so
we need
funny
the
with them.
well. And by the way, my favorite is 5 Royal. So
Mine,
Yeah.
I
like I
okay.
liked 3. I thought it was great. It's definitely my second favorite, but I just have a soft spot for 5.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I have to probably like, I think I have the same opinion because when I started 5, dude, the game starts and you're going into
And you're already in the
In
casino.
yeah, you're in medias res.
yeah, the game starts, you're in there, and then we figure out that's kind of like yeah, and then Joker gets caught, right, which is something you probably wouldn't expect.
I mean, like
We're in
start at
jail,
the
and then
beginning.
yeah. And technically, I mean, the entirety of Persona 5 is a flashback up until we get back to the questioning segment.
Yeah.
And then yeah, but I was like 5. I like, and then like you're like an hour in, and there's already like a character trying to kill themselves because this pedophilic creepy ass teacher is like being not cool and stuff, and we're like, oh shit, maybe
Yeah.
that's like not cool. We should like do something about this. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think it kind of steamrolled for me from there because 5, I think consistently, like
Didn't
especially
disappoint.
at the beginning, I think it was like I don't know. I was like really hyped like getting into it. I'm like, wow, this is like a very fucking good game. Like the story, I think specifically is what really got me into it because it was just so interesting to me. I don't know.
Okay. But now the final question is: across every single Persona game, what is the best song?
Oh
Oh
no.
my
Like
god.
of all, like
Oh.
it tops every single song in every Persona game. Because you deep down you know you have one.
Hmm.
And if you say Last Surprise, you're cringe. No,
Yeah.
Last surprise is like the white person answer,
no,
bro. Like
it's a good song. I like Last Surprise, but I would never put it as my number one.
it's
Or
like
it's
the
going down,
non-persona
okay?
fan.
Or it's going down because that's a meme song. I
It's
don't care.
going down now is also kind of like a white person answer. I won't lie,
It's a
but
good
it's
song, but
very
it's not.
good.
It should not be on your favorites.
Hmm.
Like because I
Ooh.
believe is really good. Throw your mask away.
Yeah, but which is your
Uh,
favorite?
Ooh.
I'll
Uh.
start with mine
uh
if you want.
yeah, go.
I need a moment to think.
So, Throw Away Your Mask is my favorite. I don't.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's just the first. Well, here's the funny part. The first time I heard the song, I hated it. I hated the Royal soundtrack. Like between the original and Strikers and Royals, I hated it. I don't know why. And then after playing the game, I heard it again in context, and I'm like, "Oh, this song is the best song I've ever heard in the series." A close second is Full Moon, Full Life, but
Wait, that's the opening for Reloaded, right?
yeah, Reloaded.
Ooh, that's a good one too. It's
Oh,
like
wait, are you talking about Full Moon, Full Life? I think it
Yeah,
is, or is it
yeah, that
color?
one.
Oh, it's Full Moon. Yeah, okay.
Colors Flying High was
yeah.
good, but it's not like that one. And also, I liked uh, oh, what's that song called? Ready for it or ready?
You know,
Do I just have to go with I believe? Oh my god.
uh, uh, honestly though, I'm surprised Blooming Villain is not cracking in the top slots.
Oh, I wouldn't put Blooming Villain in my top 20.
Wait, hold
Really?
on. I gotta listen to it. Hold on. Let me.
Yeah, that's the boss theme for like that's like the palace
How?
boss theme.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. It's good, but I wouldn't put it in my top 20
Really?
across the whole series.
I would easily put it in top 10.
No,
Okay, for
haven't
me
we done this?
personally,
Hold on.
the
Hold on a
reason
second.
it's not is because I tend to heavily favor vocal tracks
Oh,
compared to
so do I.
instrumentals.
Oh
That's
man,
why
where
like
was it?
I believe Throw Your Mask Away, Colors Flying High is pretty good, but it's probably not in the top 5. Um, I believe Throw Your Mask, Beneath the Mask, um.
I'm surprised Rivers in the Desert is not cracking any of your top 10s either.
Rivers is in my top 10, but the Scramble version is.
You know what?
Okay.
Honestly, I'm gonna go to the spin-off games. Uh, Axe to Grind is so good, bro.
No,
Axe to
Daredevil's
Grind
the
is.
best song from Strikers. I'm sorry. But
Ooh.
Damn, honestly, for me, I think it. I
Axe to
think for
Grind
me,
is
it's Axe
good, but
to
it's not.
Grind. I think for me, it's for Striker specifically, not overall, but
Man,
Axe to
where is
Grind I
that?
really like.
Okay. Let
Oh,
me
it's
think.
gone.
I think I think I have a couple of them. I'm gonna say my favorite one first, and then I'll do a couple of honorable mentions.
Hold on, I'm trying to
Right?
find it. No, keep go ahead.
My absolute favorite favorite Persona track, like from 1 all the way to 5, like my go-to favorite one is
Uh,
it's Darkness.
when does that play?
That plays during the final boss of The Answer.
Oh, okay. That's a
Yeah,
good one, but I wouldn't put it anywhere in my top 20. But yeah.
personally speaking, I like both the original version and the redone version for Reloaded. I actually like the Reloaded version a lot more than the original one now. It's grown on me.
Hmm.
Um, my honorable mentions, since it hasn't been brought up yet, Maze of Life from Persona Q.
Oh my god,
Okay.
there's a song for Persona Q. I think it's Persona 2 Q2. I
Oh
there's
my
a
gosh,
song
this
that
guy's going to Q2.
because sometimes it'll pop up in my daily Spotify mix. There's a song. I
Bro,
don't. It's from a spinoff.
where
It's
did I
from a
write that
spinoff.
down?
But
But yeah, like
Did we not write it down?
but yeah, like my for me, like Maze of Life is a good runner up. Um, any of the like your in your home themes specific. Okay, no, specifically,
Iwadi Dorm.
um,
It's great.
yeah, the
What's what I
dorm.
do?
Yes, the Irwit.
It's
Just
one of my favorites.
it's so good. Just I'm sorry.
Put that
I'm a
as.
huge. I'm now a huge fan of
That's
Lotus Juice.
changed.
I'm just now a huge fan of Lotus Juice, and I'm just like, you put him in anything, I will listen to it.
Yeah, one of the shoes. Oh
That's
my
what that
god,
song was
man.
called. Okay.
When that guy just starts rapping, bro, like it's such a vibe, dude. Like,
Hmm.
oh my god.
So
That
as of here, just sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but as of
yeah, go ahead.
as of January 2nd, 2024, I believe this has changed now. But me and JJ did a whole top 20 VGM songs podcast. The Persona ones that this was back in January. It's probably changed for both of us by now. In his list, he has "Throw Away Your Mask,"
Makes
"Rivers."
sense.
I think "Rivers"
Uh-huh.
is his favorite song actually,
Hmm.
and that was it. That's the only two
Okay.
he had from any Persona games. I did "Reach Out to the Truth,"
That's good. That one's good.
"Daredevil," "Break Out of," which honestly is a very great song. If you like Lotus Juice, whoo!
Woo!
So that's
Which one? Sorry, which one was it?
"Break Out of." It's from Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
Yeah.
The
That one's
themes.
an
It's the opening theme from that, and it's like great. And "Throw Away Your
yeah,
Mask" was in there too.
it is really good. It is absolutely good.
No, but me and him did a podcast about our top 5 Persona songs, and you should go check that out. I
I,
don't have it written
I
down anywhere.
I will also throw in another honorable mention, which is Adachi's theme from Ultimax.
That's that one's pretty good.
That one I think perfectly captures his character, where it's like I love the way it starts out with like the trumpets being like all like loud and frantic, which really sells just how unhinged Adachi is.
All right.
I think if I'm gonna throw in an honorable mention too, if I were to throw in one like as my honorable mention, it probably is like Axe to Grind or No More What Ifs.
No More
I,
What
I
Ifs
will
is great.
I'll throw in one more honorable mention, and that's the battle theme from Persona 2.
That's a pretty good one too.
That one, like I was not expecting it to go that hard. Like
Honestly,
I thought
Persona 1's and 2's soundtracks weren't horrible. They're not as good as
I
3 through 5, but they're
I
not
I,
horrible.
I will I will say this. I don't like Persona 1's battle theme. I don't like it.
The battle theme's
I
not that great, but
no it's I keep hearing it, and it's like every time I hear the chorus like come in, it's like all my brightest veins will be before. I hear that and my brain
goes
just
till
goes like,
I get through.
yeah, it's like I hear that and my brain just goes like, ugh.
I mean, I don't mind that song actually, but I don't know. I don't
It,
even know if I put it on that top 5 or not. I don't
it,
remember.
it's like one of the many. It is the single reason why I will never play Persona 1. I don't
Yeah.
like the battle. It is the most pettiest reason of all, but like I cannot stand the battle theme. If the battle theme is not something I want to listen to every time I get a fight start, if I am deliberately ignoring fights because I don't want to listen to the BMG, that's a problem.
That is a problem.
Yeah, but like, okay, specifically the Persona 2 battle theme that I'm thinking of is is the Innocent Sin battle theme, not Eternal Punishment. I actually don't like the Eternal
Innocence,
Punishment.
Innocent Sin's soundtrack was a little bit better than Eternal Punishment.
Oh, it's so good. It's so
But I
good.
do like how you play. It's like the Oracle games in Zelda. You play both to the one story.
Yep, it's good. It's really good. I love it.
All right.
But
Well,
yeah, those are all of my honorable mention. I could shove Battle Hymn of the Soul on there, but I feel like that's just a given.
all right. So let's talk about things that are going on. So what do you got going on, Peter?
So wait, you're cutting out for me. What did you say?
We're gonna do the outros now.
Oh, I
Ah, the
see.
outros.
So go ahead.
I could start out. You can always find me and my other friends, Dingus the Strix, Morphbox the Third, King Daimao, and Jin Infinitas over on the Sweet Release channels over on Kick and Rumble. We stream every Sunday and Monday. I normally show up on Sundays because that's my free days. We usually hang out. We play multiplayer games. We do like stuff like Final Fantasy 14, Pow World, Party Animals, and a little bit of No Man's Sky. You can always we don't have a group channel. We mainly just kind of stream on our own. So if you want to catch me anywhere, I'm normally doing collab stuff with with the aforementioned Dingus the Strix and Morphbox the Third. So if you want to catch us on there, we stream basically like 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, around that area. And if you want to catch us there, you can follow us at Dingus the Strix over on Kick, over on specifically Rumble, because I don't think he streams on Kick anymore. And I know my friend Morphbox also streams on Rumble too. And we also have like hyperlinks to all of our socials in those sections as well. As for me, you can find me on Twitter. No, Elon, I refuse to call it X. I will always call it Twitter. Um,
Yeah.
Same.
and you can also find me on minds.com as well.
All right, where you can find me outside the eat of a tofu shop for no particular
No.
reason whatsoever.
No.
Uh,
This guy.
anyways, guys, twitch.tv/princeboo, youtube.com/princeboo. I want to make Pokemon and stuff probably
You're
now
you're
too
doing.
as well.
You've been
On
doing
top
only
of Dragon
Dokkan
Ball.
forever.
No. I do want to. I'm branching out. I do want to branch out because I'm trying to work on like a competitive Pokemon video, to where it's like it's kind of showcasing like the later half of my grind to the highest rank
Oh,
in
I'm gonna make
Pokemon
sure you do
levels.
my 2-hit team.
No. I'll just double protect. What do you do then, huh? What if I double
I
protect
actually have
you?
a counter for if someone uses protect.
Yeah, I have a counter for your 2-hit team. It's called Whimsicott Urshifu.
No. Okay, and sword is
Actually,
better
I
than
lied. It's called
sword and Gen 8
Farigiraf.
better than Gen 9.
You know what? In terms of battle mechanics, I'm not gonna completely disagree. I guess maybe I don't know. I wasn't playing
Oh,
comp
anyway,
Pokemon
anything
back
else you wanted
then.
to say?
I love
Okay,
Risei.
okay, he's enough of him. Well, he's also on a thing called 3 Lives Left with me and Kingzilla.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're playing. Hopefully next week we will beat Grounded and
Perchance.
start our next series. Yeah, so that's gonna be
Yeah, man.
it's gonna be a long series, but it's gonna be there. It's a fun game. Yeah.
Yeah. If we're hitting the end
So
life button.
also I guess I'll plug in Kingzilla here. He streams like 3 times a week. I don't know when. I think it's Sundays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I think that sounds right. Maybe Fridays. I don't know. I don't know. On his YouTube, he's thinking of going to Twitch or doing like a multi thing.
Mm.
Yo, tell him to get him on get on Twitch, bro.
He has
Like,
a Twitch channel. That's the funny thing. He just doesn't use it.
Yeah, I know.
No, yeah. He's doing his stuff. And he's also on 3 Lives Left. As for me, Crossing Chat's usually Wednesday. It'll be going back to Wednesdays. We've been having we had a break to get ready for this podcast and doing some recording stuff. I now upload archives of Crossing Chat Mondays. We got my Deltarune Let's Play is Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific. 3 Lives Left videos usually go up Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Thursday is my Brilliant Diamond playthrough. Me and Dr. Quote are playing through that.
This
right
guy
now.
is going back to Brilliant Diamond, bro. I'm sick.
Well, I asked him if what game he wanted to play. It's like, you know what? I want to play some Gen 4 Pokemon. And so I'm like, okay. So we've
go
decided
to
to play.
Platinum.
I don't have a capture card with a 3DS.
It's called emulation.
That's called illegal. Okay, anyway.
I know.
Well, not illegal, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go in that debacle right now. By the way,
Alright, guys, tomorrow we're in the
I am
emulation podcast.
No.
Just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh yeah, and Fridays is Rhythmic Crossing covers at 7 a.m. Yeah, so that's my upload schedule now. That's crazy. It's a lot.
Alright, guys, that's gonna be it.
I'm
for
not
this
done
stream.
yet, sir.
Ooh.
Wait,
A
now we have
previous
to work with our sponsors.
I was supposed to do a previous. I was working on this giant project. That I was gonna announce. But I've canceled said project because other projects came up. So I had to nix that one. Hopefully someday I will go and finish that. Also, a previously canceled project might be coming.
Wait.
Assuming we don't have the same issue that happened last time.
Is it finally time for him to play Pikmin?
No. Speaking of things that I need to probably do, there may or may not be a podcast of... Remember, this was, I don't know, Prince Boo, this was years ago.
Uh-huh.
I never did the 2-hour stream of why Ganondorf should not be in Smash Bros.
Oh my god.
Wait, what was the prompt?
Why Ganondorf should never be in Smash Bros.
Ooh, that is an interesting.
Okay, I feel like I have to give this is because one time I was over at his house, it was Ganondorf versus Pyramithra, and all 3 stocks he lost because he ran into Ganondorf Warlock Punch.
Yeah, and then
He simply ran into it.
And I rage quit the game.
And then he home button hit X and hit A, bro. Like,
yeah, so we might have to do
so
that.
funny.
That actually sounds like a fun idea.
Yeah, so look at that. Yeah, that's not the project. The other project, I am going to try to revitalize my old Let's Plays. I've done 11 Let's Plays on this channel in the past. But I took them down for various reasons. One, or never finished them, or I rebranded the channel, or whatever. Like even stuff from the Legend of Justin days.
Ooh.
That was like before
Rhythmic Crossing.
Before Justin Crossing.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking like 20, I don't know.
That was like 2016, bro.
Something like that, yeah.
18.
Also, if you want to get a real kick, go watch the oldest videos on Prince Boo's channel of us playing random nonsense.
Wait, sorry, which one?
For example, the Splatoon 2 one.
Oh my god, yeah, if you go to my channel and filter by oldest, there's a bunch of random shit, bro.
Yeah. Us when we were so young was crazy.
Is that even on my channel?
Some of it is. The stuff like this from the Super Justin Bros and the Fiery Crossing have long gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair though, on those we only did Wii Party, You, and Wii Sports. That's it. That's the only 2 games we played.
Like, dude, I remember doing Pikmin, Mario Bros. I did Undertale and Deltarune.
Yeah, he did. Oh, no. But yeah, if you want to kick out of that, go watch those old videos. Yeah, so I'm going to try to do that. But I'm starting with Deltarune and Brilliant Diamond, because 2 is already a lot. I didn't even want to do the second one, but Quotes all like, oh, we should do it. I'm like, okay. And yeah, watch my horrible voice acting. It's great. Especially like Lancer's voice.
Oh.
I do this kind of thing for him.
Wait,
Oh.
where is it?
It's just,
Oh,
and
no.
my Delta Rune, it's on my normal Justin Crossing. If you watch my Delta Rune Let's Play, you want to cringe.
Oh.
I may or may not make some characters sound like Hondo Onaka, but you'll know.
Oh my god.
And I might be, I don't know, I still haven't landed a voice for Susie.
Oh, is this wait, where is this? What the fuck? Oh my god.
What?
Wait, bro, get me on here. What the fuck? I want to be a part of this.
The Delta Rune Let's Play?
Yes.
We usually film on Wednesdays after the podcast.
Mm.
When is that? I might be able
That's
to
usually
do
like
that,
5
actually.
p.m. Wednesday.
Hmm.
Or we've been doing it Friday recently because you have been out.
Hmm.
And then I filmed the Brilliant Diamond thing Mondays. But yeah,
Wait, Loki, yeah, get me
I
on
guess-
the filter.
I guess I will I guess I'll tell you about the project that I had to cancel. I was going to try to cover the entirety of the Animal Crossing New Leaf OST. And if you're curious, that soundtrack has 294 tracks. And my goal was to get it done before November 2nd. I got a few done, but the problem was I got overloaded with some other projects with work and other stuff. I got commissioned. I got commissioned for other covers and arrangements and stuff. That's cool. But I am currently in the process of writing an original, so it sounded pretty good. Right, the intro. I wrote part of the instrumental today. It sounds pretty good. Yeah. So I think that'll do it for today. Special thanks to special thanks to our sponsors, my bank account. And, yeah, I'm gonna try to try to get the podcast going back up and going. I'd like to thank the co-hosts today for being on.
You're very welcome.
I would like
hope-
to thank the Inaba Tofu Shop
Oh
for its
my
wonderful
God.
service.
Okay. So this guy might need to go to Resay therapy. Resay's Anonymous. No. No.
I can't think of anything funny to thank that's in relation to Persona 3.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't pet
Yeah, I got
Maru
nothing.
after midnight. I don't know.
Fuck the social link director for Persona 4. Fuck you.
Yeah. Don't. I mean. Play Persona. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you.
Does anyone know where the Tofu Shop job application is?
Oh my
Okay.
god. Okay.
Alright.
Just end the no. That was gonna be the perfect cut point. End the video
Alright.
stream.
All right, ciao gamers, bye.